I'm gonna say that we're gonna have a fun game for sure.
I'm excited, especially we haven't had a bounty hunter yet, I don't believe, picked up in this tournament, have we?
I think we had like one at least. It's bounty hunter. It's a popular pick.
It's one of those heroes that I feel, you know, either you get a lot done with it or it just comes a liability.
Exactly. That's the way this hero works. Like basically, if you're rolling a bounty hunter on a core position, he has to have a good start. If he doesn't have a good start, you're just ruined, pretty much. Like ruined. Gone.
Those are some strong feelings. Tell me how you really feel, Lizard.
No, seriously. If you like, the reason why Bounty Hunter isn't being played on position 4 anymore as much as before, it's because like he doesn't do a lot without items. Like what you want this Bounty Hunter to be doing usually is give him a good start, let him have like phase boots, medallion, urn, drums. Doesn't matter. He doesn't have to have an urn. Like drums, phase boots, medallion. That's enough. And then he just destroys your supports instantly as the fight commences. That's it. Like, that's what he does. He crits them for like 500 HP. So, yeah, for that you need items. For items you need good lane. And we'll see if he's going to have it or not.
Oh, we'll find out. And I'm also really interested to see how much Saksa can actually get early on because of the fact that, you know, like you said, we saw him picking up that Helm Dome super, super early because no one was contesting him. And that'll make a big difference.
Yeah, they're still undecided. They still can't really figure out which lane they want to put Fata and 3-3 on. It looks like Fata is going to go bottom for now. And Bounty Hunter versus Tide Hunter, I mean, you can't really contest this Tide Hunter way too hard, but you can hit him with Janada every now and then, which is going to give you gold. And the Tide Hunter isn't going to be very happy about that, as he isn't really able to pressure you either. So, in that way, that's kind of a trade lane, I suppose.
Not quite the gentleman's agreement, but I mean, in this particular situation, it's the best that he can get.
He's stealing his gold away. Hardly a gentleman's agreement.
Well, it's not like you're going to be, you know, really damaging each other, though, at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of doing your own thing. It's like a mosquito that ducks in every once in a while.
Pretty much. That's very well put, yeah. Like, Bounty Hunter is a little mosquito that just comes and steals a little bit of your blood away every time,
yeah. No big deal.
On the bottom lane, however, we're gonna have a tri-lane. And now, even though this tri-lane might pressure DLC and the Bane, and that could be great, you're running a tri-lane with an Ember Spirit. And that's always problematic. That hero, like, on a side lane, needs a dual lane at most. Like, if you have a tri-lane, he's gonna suffer when it comes to experience, and that might be problematic.
So are you saying that like Ninjas of Pyjamas are absolutely fine with us having a tri-lane against our Legion?
I think so. Yeah, Legion isn't really that weak, specifically on safe lane, even versus these three heroes. We'll see though, like Rasta can dish out a lot of damage, there's a Baden to spam the Mist Coil. So.
I feel like the Legion doesn't mind as much though getting hit with like, you know, the constant spam.
As long as he gets, as long as Fata gets procs on his moments of courage, as long as he has like some shield, as long as he's healing up, yeah.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But overall, no one likes being spammed by a Baden.
No one likes being spammed in general, whether it's Skywrath Mage, a Baden, or what have you.
Or some random person on the internet, right?
Right. Nobody likes spam, unless you are, you know, talking about the food. Then, you know, people are more okay with that. Pretty quiet lanes though so far.
Yeah, not a whole lot is happening on the mid lane as well. Like, you can see them trading 7 to 9 on the OD. Quite a lot of denies, actually. And on the top lane, it's kind of similar. Just Tide Hunter trying not to get hit by Janada. And basically, as soon as the Bounty Hunter hits a creep, then the Tide Hunter can come a little bit closer for those last hits.
Fata's going to be taken down, though, in the bottom lane here. Maybe going just a little bit too far forward. It's a nice shackle coming out from that Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage from Ember as well, Flame Guard, and the right clicks from the Shadow Shaman.
I think we had like 2 of the Mist Coils being shot at his face, too. Yeah.
I believe Abaddon is about to suicide. He has the Mist Coil ready and available, 100 HP. He's not far away from it. There we go. One more, and he's gone. Denied. On the mid lane, however, Ace getting super low. Koto is diving him, but there's a Fairy Fire, and he should be fine.
Again, it just seems like the bottom lane, mostly just trading hits back and forth. You've got the Brain Sap on the Bane. You've got Shadow Shaman, who trades very well with those right clicks.
Yeah, there aren't really many heroes that can stand against Bane, and Rasta isn't one of those heroes, but when you have a Baden behind you healing you up, then you can kind of trade hits as you have 77 damage level, like what, 2? That's just ridiculously strong.
It's a good interruption there coming out from the Bane, making sure that they can't stack up that camp.
There's a haste and a pattern, but this isn't really a hero that does a whole lot with that. However,
bottom lane, Bane trying to run himself away, does get the Searing Chains up. They need to chase him just a little bit more. There's going to be that Mist Coil coming in from KSK. They'll clean it up.
This lane is going really well so far for Bo3. They've gotten 2 kills, the first blood, and now the kill on the Bane. But Legion Commander isn't really suffering way too hard when it comes to levels. Or the CS, for the fact of the matter, like 16 CS is fine.
The other lanes seem to be going fairly evenly as well. You know, again, we talked about there's not too much that this Bounty Hunter can do to the Tide Hunter.
There isn't, but the bottom line is NiP, they have an Enigma in the jungle. That guy is farming well. He's gonna farm even faster than yesterday, I believe, as he's getting closer and closer to that Helm of Dominator. And that's when the game kinda starts to shift, you know? Like, you have this tri-lane, like, you have to pressure this Legion Commander incredibly well in order for her to be completely shut down. But then even if you do, you're playing versus an Enigma in the jungle. So...
Enigma in the jungle.
Gonna murder your money.
It's been a long couple days.
It's been a long time since I've heard that story, actually, that song. He's going to have that Dominator. There we go.
He's got that already done.
5 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah, it's a minute faster than the last time, almost.
Well, I mean, what are they really going to do? Because they're tri-laning this bot lane. It's not like they can rotate anyone to go bother him.
Exactly. And they don't really have a lot of ways of defending properly. So we're going to see 2 catapults hitting on this tower on the top lane already. Tide Hunter is level 5, so he's not really ready to defend. And they're going to come in with the Shadow Shaman too. And the Abaddon, so they're completely switching it up. But now that you have done that, your Ember Spirit is alone.
And your Legion, I believe, let's see, Legion 4. Okay, so they're about the same in terms of levels, despite having that tri-lane, probably because of the kills earlier on.
But this is the thing, however, even though you have rotated 2 supports on this top lane, once Enigma gets like Satire, if he decides to get rid of the siege creep, like you're still gonna win 2 versus 3 here. Like it's not the optimal lane for Bo3 whatsoever. This greedy lineup of NiP so far is working out. Duza on the mid lane, not completely pressured. Like 70-8 versus 33 OD, nah. Well, not great.
Not great.
Not great, certainly, but you still have the Enigma doing well. You still have the Bounty Hunter and the Legion Commander. Like, you're winning the other lanes.
Well, here's my question too. So we've talked about this in the past. Not necessarily that you're sacking anyone in particular, but you know, the people that are going to come online and make an issue first. Although this is going to get shackled up. There's Gush, Anchor Smash, and Choke will get himself a nice pick-off kill.
Yeah, that's a really good kill. You need to slow him down. You also want to slow his rotations down. It's not only his item progressions, so it's really good if you kill him, and now you can rotate towards the 33 as well. There's a sentry.
There's another sentry. There's a Ravage.
There's a Ravage actually committed for that kill.
There's a kill. Well, you know what? You have it. You might as well use it. It's not like they really want to group up too soon anyways.
Yeah, I mean, shutting down Enigma is one thing, but Bounty Hunter this early on, he shouldn't be dying. Like, if they commit a Ravage, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're happy to die as a Bounty Hunter. It happens. Like, they committed Ravage, after that you can fight. However, every time you die, you miss out on that opportunity, sweet opportunity to hit them with that Janada and propel your net worth even further.
So would you say that Ninjas and Pyjamas, they come online a little bit earlier with this particular lineup?
Well, only because of Enigma, I believe, because of this Helm of Dominator, and because of the Bounty Hunter. These heroes need to work together. Duza doesn't really come online that fast. Like, he's gonna have to be farming a lot.
Well, I meant in terms of like starting to make that space, right? You know, for the Medusa, because you have the Legion as well, who can kind of, when she gets her 6, make a rotation, maybe get a duel off, get some track gold.
I'm not really certain because there's still Abaddon and Ember Spirit on the other side, and they're really strong with levels.
Joe-Cam, is he going to get taken out here? They'll drop that Midnight Pulse. They'll get the kill on Joe-Cam, and now they're going to try to chase after this Bane. He's going to get slided. He'll get taken down too. Makoto making this rotation. They've got their eyes on the Enigma. He's going to try to just make some space here. He knows he's not getting out alive. Has that Centaur creep chasing after Kizcute, but
Bounty Hunter is still around now. Legion is there too. They might try and go for the OD, as I don't know if he's aware of Fata or not.
I don't know.
It doesn't
about
look
to
like
become very aware of Fata. Gets the duel off. They've got lots of damage here. This should be the first duel that gets won.
And in a good time, and also on a very good hero. That OD is going for that Midas of his. He almost had it, and now you're slowing it down. It's very important for them to slow that Midas down.
Looks like Ember's taking a little nap here in the top lane. I don't think they're gonna really do much with this, so yeah.
You ask like which one of these teams comes online faster. It's very similar. On one side you have this Legion commander with the duel, as you just spotted, but on the other side you have this Ember. The only thing he needs is level 6 and he's ready, and that's exactly what he's doing. This Ember Spirit is gonna be the hero that's creating space for the OD to get that Midas online, to get to that late game properly.
Get a smoke coming out from Boom3. Gonna make their way over, although I don't know if they're going to go for this. They do have some contestation here for the rune. They've got that center creep acting as a guard.
Another Ravage has been just used, by the way, on the bottom lane.
Oh, jeez.
Very defensively as Tidehunter runs back home. That's a big deal, by the way. Like a big ultimate committed.
Stomp comes out. Joe-Cam trying to run himself out. They use the black hole just for this little Shadow Shaman. They'll take him down.
At the same, yeah, it's a little Shadow Shaman, but at the same time you do get a kill on a support, and now you can dive this Ember Spirit on the top lane. He has no remnants remaining.
He's going to have a TP, though, coming out from that Tidehunter. Does not have Ravage, so.
Yeah, once they realize that, once they ping it out, I think they might even fight it off here. Oh, let's see. He's still incredibly tanky.
Yeah, he's chasing him down. He's even got that Photic Shield on him. Saksa is going to go drop the Midnight Pulse. Just getting his spells down. Legion coming forward, not going to be able to chase after them. Joe-Cam using those shackles to save his team.
Yeah, Fata really wanted that duel right there, but shackles just saved the Ember and the Abaddon, and they get out.
OD picking up the Midas at 11 minutes.
It's an alright timing. Ace being a little bit pressured on the mid lane, already has those 3 raid bans, and is just gonna farm the ancient stacks and the area around the shrine now. But overall, yeah, OD, he's the one that's gonna scale really well for Boom3. He's their true late game potential. Ember Spirit is great, no doubt about it, but he needs to fight right now. And because of that, he's not gonna have the same space, the same network later on.
And Fata's doing a number on this Tidehunter in the top lane, just keeps spamming away at him.
Yeah, it's really important for Boom3 to also keep these towers up and alive for as long as possible, because they are their waypoints, like their gates to having an easier team fight, at having this Tidehunter just porting in and fighting after the aggression comes.
So does a lot ride on Fata being able to get this Blink Dagger very, very quickly? Because I know you said Ember's supposed to be, you know, your playmaker, the one that's making the space, but I feel like the pressure and the fear of having a Legion commander that can come out of anywhere and just lock you down is something to be very concerned about.
Yeah, this Blink Dagger is alright, but the problem with the Legion commander is this game. You're still playing versus OD, you're still playing versus Abaddon. There's a lot of saves versus that duel of yours. So it's not going to be a completely easy game for Fata.
But do you consider the fact that the OD probably is just going to be farming most of the time?
Well, with that said, you can definitely find pickoffs if you get that early blink. Right now he has Phase Boots and Drums completed. He's already tanky enough. He's already able to frontline a little bit, which is really important. They did slow down a little bit on the side of NiP, I believe. Boom3 really played it well. Like this 6 to 10 minute mark was very important for them, that they didn't succumb to the early pressure of NiP. They didn't lose the tier 1 on top, which is really important. You always want to kind of take that tier 1. It's the thing about that tier 1 on top lane is once you take it as Radiant, it opens up a map for your midder or safe laner to farm, and Kizcute is gone.
Disappears over there. Use the Ether Shock. They'll find a kill on the Bane. Top lane, though, they're going to go for the duel, see if they can get this damage onto Fata, and they'll find it.
At the same time, wards were dropped on the mid lane, but a little bit too far away from the towers, so this tower isn't gonna fall that easily. They also have the glyph.
Dire's top tower is
They've
under
got the Ember
attack.
hitting it, but like you said, if you don't have those wards, you know, OD is not really the greatest tower hitter.
With the Abaddon, perhaps, there.
Fata.
We'll see if they want to continue this. There's no black hole.
They'll chase him away, though.
Yep, it's just a defense, like 4 people gathering around their mid tower. At the same time that you want to take those towers on the side of Dire, you don't really want to lose yours either, specifically this mid tower, as it's much easier to gank the Duza here or in her own triangle. You see this triangle? This is Duza's triangle pretty much, and look at what she's doing. The amount of farm she's going to get in the next couple of minutes is just going to be ridiculous.
Feels like they're looking for a duel right now. An Invis rune picked up on Fata, I'm sure is very, very happy about it. There's the Tide Hunter. Joachim, though, making a rotation.
There's a black hole and the Ravage.
Oh, there's the Ravage coming out. They'll follow up, though. Ether Shock gets used. Saksa trying to run himself away. Fata's still looking for someone to just pull over. Gets that Aphotic shield off, but will be able to break it. Now he's going to see if he can get this dual damage. He's almost so close.
And
oh, and he gets
there.
the denial off. Makoto is making his rotation now to Fata. They go, they pop those drums on the Legion. Try to get that Centaur stomp, doesn't quite connect, but they'll be able to get the creep. 33 making this own rotation, has his eyes over there on the Shadow Shaman. Joachim, 1, 2, is going to be able to get the shackles down.
He's just delaying.
Definitely dead, but you know, it makes it so that way they're able to go grab that rune, no problem.
He just delayed the inevitable, died there in the end. The Bounty Hunter gets 2 Janada hits and the track gold, which is really good for him. Drums phases, moving towards Vlads, has 2k gold already. Like, he's doing very well. 3rd on the net worth, 3-3. This is the kind of a game that you want to have as a Bounty Hunter. At the same time, I really want to commend that Centaur play by Saksa. He basically saved Legion with it. OD had 2 options, either to hit the Centaur or get stunned. Like, he couldn't move in, and because of that, Legion had enough space to run back to the tower. Like, these small movements, and on the mid lane, they actually used the grip on the OD, but didn't really get anything done.
Not too much avail. They have a sentry ward over here. They see 33.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They have a
attack.
Dust as well, Cascute, but they have no catch. That's the problem. Like,
I think they need a little bit more damage too.
they
from
need
both of those
they
heroes. They're
need
just
the
mostly
Ember.
tanky. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Saksa's
tower
playing
is
around
under
in their
attack.
jungle a little bit.
Oh, they're gonna play with him, it seems, as Tide Hunter is following his creeps.
Just a little cheeky net thrown out.
Bottom tier 1 will fall. Actually, it's the
Radiant's
Fata that
bottom tower
gets the
has
deny.
been denied.
How close are we now to that blink? Blink's coming out right now for Fata. So this map is about to get a little bit scarier, I think, for the Ember if he's alone.
I think still Fata isn't able to take him down on his own. Perhaps one more hero and that's a certain kill. Like, it's a risk if he goes alone for these duels.
Maybe if he gets himself a Bounty Hunter to tag along, perhaps.
Bounty Hunter would be perfect. Like, Bounty Hunter scouting and then Legion Commander just following up with some sick duels. That could be the play for NiP right now.
But it looks like he's going to hang out in that top lane. He's also got the Enigma. They have Black Hole, too, although...
But there's this one awkward point that you can find yourself. Oh, let's just see, Bane has ported bottom, but I believe Ember knows something as he's hiding in the trees.
Dire's
Oh,
top
Fata. Oh, look
Oh.
at that. Verbian tries to zip himself away. He's still here, but he'll TP out.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, the wards have been committed on the mid lane, so they take down that tier 1. And I don't know, maybe NiP can fight this, because they can pincer them with Bane from the bottom lane, as well as the Legion, but looks like, nah. 3-3 is gonna get hexed up.
And they proc the ult here. They've got the dust, though. 33. Still going to go in on this. No mana left over on FBZ. Another track. Verbian making this rotation into the fight.
Duel?
They'll go for the duel. They need a little bit more damage here. They'll get the Stone Gaze. They drop that Midnight Pulse, and that should be another duel victory for the Legion Commander.
Yeah, a great duel victory right there. Also, the tier 1 is gonna fall. There's a sleep and Cascute.
They're going to find that kill?
Yeah.
They're going to find it.
has fallen.
I just want to say it's all 3-3 right there. Like, I've been praising Saksa for a really long time, but that fight, it was all made by 3-3 because he ran into 3 of them. Completely, it looked reckless, right? He's just hitting them. Because of that, they turn, they hex him, they waste a couple of seconds, which does allow Enigma to follow up, which does allow Legion to get all the way from the bottom lane towards that fight, and they get that duel on the Ember.
This combination's very value too. The fact that you can track up people, keep tabs on them the entire time, and then surprise duel.
Also, just scouting them out with Shadow Walk is very, very good. Yeah, the vision for Legion Commander is insanely good.
Saksa, though, is going to have to TP himself away here.
And he manages to.
Jokem was a little faster. Maybe they would have been able to grab him, but just a bit out of range.
While all of this is happening, Medusa just got 10k net worth. There's Dragonlance, there's Manta, there's 3 Raid Bands. This Medusa is already ready to fight.
Okay, a little suspect. They'll use the Ravage. They'll try to take down Fata. They'll find it as they drop the Sandy's Eclipse. 33 just goes back to that mosquito life of poking and prodding here at this Tidehunter.
Yeah, because PPD is nearby, he has that grip, so 33 doesn't really feel way too threatened.
And the Blink's picked up for Tide.
Top lane.
Jokem, they go, they use the Serpent Wards. They're going to hold Dusa into place, try to burn her down as fast as possible. Just going to go use that Sungaze, try to fight her way out, but in comes Makoto. He says, I would love to be a part of this. And Jokem actually going to get the kill.
That's a really big for them, not only because they took down Ace, but because they just used Ravage and Sanity's Eclipse on the bottom lane. They killed LC, and now without those 2 big ultimates, they take down Ace as well. This was the moment for NiP to gather up, to say, listen, they don't have Ravage, they don't have Sanities, and we're really strong right now. Let's go, let's start pressuring the map, let's start taking control. And Ace falling right there, it might mess up their tempo a little bit.
Was that a little too reckless from Ace being on that side?
It happens to him sometimes. Like, he plays these super greedy heroes, but he pushes it a little bit too far. But then again, if you don't risk, you won't profit, so...
Maybe if they had a little bit more vision, that might have helped them out. But they do have decent vision around the mid lane, just not so much on the top.
Yeah, it's not only about these wards, it's about the fact that 33 is there on Mikoto.
The grip, Midnight Pulse gets dropped. They'll go and even use the Black Hole to make sure that they can take him down. The Hex will come out, though, over onto Saksa. Jokem in the back line. He's going to have the Aphotic Shield put on him. Enigma should get taken down. Jokem going to get taken out. 33, he's got that BKB. He really wants his kill on Jokem. He's going to find it. That Nightmare just holding the Ember in place in the back line. Mystic Snake coming through. So they're just going to see if they can run themselves away. Nice Shackles coming out. We'll be able to hold him in place. Oh, FBZ, he goes right back in. He really wants 33, but they're going to be able to get the duel. Are they going to take him down? Yes, they will. That's another dual victory for Fata.
Yeah, 38 bonus damage now on the Fata, and 33. This is the perfect bounty hunter game. This is where you want to be. Have a good laning stage. After that, get fast drums into the BKB. Just bait them into thinking that they can kill you, and then suddenly you pop that BKB, you turn the fight. Now they take the tier 2 as well, and they didn't really commit way too much.
Very nicely done by NiP right now.
Yeah, 33 is the scout, he's the tank, he's the guy that baits them. Like, so far, a flawless bounty hunter game.
Flawless, he died once.
All right, not completely flawless, but good enough. There is a smoke coming from Ember Spirit and OD.
And again, there's a Scythe on OD. That's a big pickup.
On the poor Fata, but he's gonna blink out. He should be fine. Yeah, they missed the chains, but he's out.
Poor Fata, nothing. He's fine. He's having a good game.
Overall, though, this OD could be the hero that carries Boom ID. You have that sight, as you called it. You have the Midas. He's going to be able to scale incredibly well in this game, if they allow him to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You can see that they're taking away the Radiant jungle, and usually that's kinda alright, but you have to be worried right now. If you are playing around the Radiant jungle, that rush is always an opportunity for NiP to just go in, take it. Truth be told, they don't really have the best heroes for Roshan, but they have decent. And Medallion is picked up on Bounty Hunter, so from now on, it's always dangerous to just abandon your own side of the map if you are Boom ID. What I would really like to see from Boom ID, however, is use these Ravages in a big team fight, right? In a big team fight scenario. So far, it's only been pickoffs. Bane, PPD.
Yeah, Bane is just going to not even tank the gank, I guess. He's just wrong place, wrong time.
Just warding, just your casual position 5 life. It happens. You go somewhere, you ward, you die. It's life.
Well, you saw how fast the rest of the team beelined there.
Also, if you are a position 5 and you break a smoke or if you give vision, that's also good. Like, if you planted the ward and then 4 people committed into that kill on you, what you're basically doing is you're showing all of them and your team can act accordingly in the next 30 seconds. You're not that important. Bane, yeah, grip is great, but giving vision and just showing your team where everyone is even more valuable.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There you go, they drop the wards. Just gonna try to take down this tier 1 top.
Radiant structures
Pressure being
are
placed in
fortified.
bottom lane though by the Legion.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
this tier
tower
1 on
is
top
under
is a little
attack.
bit more important than this one on the bottom lane, but the trade is there. Legion is gonna take it down
Dire's
alone,
bottom tower
while the
is
wards have been
Radiant's
committed on the top lane, so I believe this benefits NiP a little bit better.
She takes it down so much faster too, even with the wards and everybody up there. That extra dual victory damage.
Yeah, Legion is gonna have that BKB very soon too, 4k gold on him.
And there it is, there's the BKB.
Yep. With that BKB, it's gonna be a little bit easier to get these duels. So far though, we've been talking about these saving heroes versus the duels, right? The OD is there, the Abaddon is there, but they really weren't.
But are they there?
Are they there?
They're not really there.
Every single time there was a duel, there was no save, nothing happened, because as you called it earlier, there is that Midas on the OD and he wanted to farm a bit more, and that kind of backfired.
They're grouping up over here. They don't have the Enigma though, and the Bounty Hunter's about to leave, so.
This is a good smoke, but I believe PPD is gonna break it.
It's runes. Yep, there's the Hex. And there is a... Oh, no, he's still alive. Goto's still chasing him. They still want this kill. They're going to allow it to go over to Mikoto.
Yeah, but on the left side,
Maybe
Fata.
get the shackles off. He was hoping he could get himself a quick pick off. He's going to have to BKB his way out of this one.
Every single second matters, and because Bane didn't die instantly there, Fata doesn't die as well. Like, he just has the time to BKB and to port out. If they finished off Bane, then they could have committed to Fata earlier.
Yeah, but that's a 10-second BKB. That's not how you want to use that.
Yeah, definitely.
You do what you have to do.
Yeah, forcing out that BKB is the silver lining for Boom ID.
Do have a 12k net worth lead going over to the side of Ninjas and Pyjamas right now.
Yeah, that's part.
Dusa is farming like mad.
Dusa is like 3k ahead of everyone else. Then you have the Bounty Hunter 10k, so these cores of NiP are doing a little bit better. That Midas of OD might alleviate that, might make them look a bit better very soon, but if this rush falls, it's going to be harder and harder to take these fights for Boom ID.
It looks like they're pinging out something, but okay. Ember Spirit making his way towards that pit. It's going to just go right on in, zip on out.
Yeah, he's just poking, prodding.
Look at the Tide Hunter. We'll go throw the Nightmare out on him. 33. Making his way over. This is going to be the slide. They should be able to take down the Bounty Hunter here. The jump forward, though, coming out from Legion. She's got her BKB. She's going to go duel up this OD. They go and they use the Black Hole, too. He's not going to be a factor right now. KSQ, too. They're going to be able to take down FBZ. FBZ comes out over onto Ember. This is looking really good right now for Ninjas and Pyjamas. They've got so much damage. 33 gets a double kill after buying back. And now FBZ also bought back. He wanted to use that Ravage, but he's not going to be able to. And they're still just chasing down this big tanky watermelon, although Fata gets a little sidetracked over there. Wants to go and hit a couple creeps.
Yeah, it's very hard to
all the way back.
It's very hard to kill that watermelon twice, like after the buyback. So, oh,
buyback though on the Ember. They don't want to let this go. They've got the wards in the pit. Cam has to run himself out. Uses that Hex. Ace though, hot on his trail. Will just turn his attention right back to Roshan. Says, you know, I don't need this distraction right now. Eyes on the prize.
I mean, Abaddon is going to be up now as well. He's going to be able to help his teammates out, but was that really worth it?
Are you watching this ring around the rosy over here, Lizard?
No, because Duel is and Ravage drops on the mid lane.
Ravage in the mid lane, and they find themselves a kill. Pervian is dead. That was a dieback. Fata, barely still alive, is going to be able to run himself away. They'll have the Enigma TP over to the shrine, and they'll find the kill on Cam. They're still going. They still want this.
Yeah, OD is porting in, so perhaps he's going to be able to help, but as that blink, no Hex, and no detection for the Bounty Hunt either. That was really bad for Boom ID. Like, that rush, if you just give it to them, that would be much better, because right now you have died back on your Ember, you bought back on your Tide Hunter, you still lost that fight, you still lost the Aegis.
You bought back on a lot of heroes and didn't get what you wanted out of that. And there's a butterfly now on this Medusa.
Yeah, this game is looking really rough right now.
I like how both Scriff and I were very laughing at the ring around the rosy, and you're like, oh, but did you see the Ravage and the duel? Like, ooh.
On one side there's the ring around the rosy, on the other side there's actual stuff happening that matters.
Was it Grant that was like, he was casting something, and I think he was like focusing on Cardi's and like the base, like hitting a building, and there was a huge team fight on the other side.
I mean, you have to follow the Cartis.
It was great. All right, top tower though, gonna get taken down nice and easy like.
This is basically the point of the game in which this Medusa just sits in front and hits your buildings, and you can just watch and cry if you are Bo3.
Can if you're dead too. But, you know, Bo3, they're trying. They're putting up a good fight. It just seems like it is a very kind of snowball-y lineup that came out here, and Ninjas in Pyjamas just playing their lineup perfectly.
I mean, if you select these heroes and you see what they're building for, like Ember Spirit is going for that Lincoln, same goes with OD. I guess they really don't want to get dueled or gripped, but at the same time, you're itemizing to survive. You're not itemizing to kill them as well. Your damage is going to be severely lacking.
And what's happening? Oh, they blocked him in the creep. All right. Well, looks like they're gonna bait Ace a little bit. They have their eyes on this Tidehunter though. You see Fata is waiting patiently, hoping maybe someone else shows up, maybe an easier target, because they don't know where the rest of the team is.
Well, there's the scan. Bo3 knows exactly where they are. It might be this Rasta that dies in the end. As 3-3 is gonna scout him. Okay, nope. He didn't even take the bounty.
Oh, the drums, they're getting popped. They're hoping they can grab someone. The force comes out. Ace. They go, just take down all the trees, but already decided Bo3, they've pieced out.
Yeah, they kind of expected someone to be hiding there, right there in the trees, because that's why they use the Midnight Pulse. And there's an Arcane Rune on Enigma. They might use that. Let's see. Well, they're a little bit too far away and spread out at the moment. It's really interesting that NiP decided to go back and pressure them out of their side of the map, when usually what you do with this Aegis on the Dusa that's this tanky, that's this far ahead, is you just choke them inside their own base and you pressure their high ground.
But Lizard, you need to get the runes.
Yeah, the runes.
And they got 3 of them.
The runes?
Runes.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, giving those runes away for no reason isn't really the best idea. You can still do the same strategical approach to their base right now. You didn't have to do it like when the runes were about to spawn, so that's a good point.
We do have a Heaven's Halberd now picked up on the Tidehunter. Game's getting a little bit more difficult for this Legion. Although again, if she finds a nice pick-off, and the rest of them aren't around, it doesn't really matter too much. I would almost like to see them maybe, again, they have an Aegis, so it's very scary for them, like if they do a pincering movement.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to defend if you don't pincer. It's very difficult to defend if you do pincer. The only thing you can do, yeah, you can delay as much as possible. Just try and wait this Aegis out. Like, it's not gonna go out very soon. 3 minutes 50 seconds remaining on it, but just hope that NiP perhaps makes a mistake. All right, they're actually porting in.
Okay, yeah, I guess they're going to try to fight this. They get the Hex off over on the back line. Dusa just hanging out on the side, doesn't seem to care too much. There's a jump forward, the Ravage is going to get committed. We'll just go and they'll go drop down. There's a Black Hole though coming out from Saxa. They'll be able to hold on tight and they'll be able to get the kill onto Makoto. Makoto going to buy back. Right now, this Tidehunter though, he will fall. They drop those Serpent Wards.
Yeah, they're just gonna disappear. You don't have the Tidehunter anymore, you don't have the Ravage, the OD just bought back.
You're happy if you're ninjas right now.
If you're ninjas, you're super happy this just happened. They basically, yeah, there we go,
oh,
the duel.
And the duel coming out. They try to save him up, but not too much you can do for that Shadow Shaman, though the Hex does get used. A Nightmare. Oh, this is very, very bad for the side of them. They can't afford to lose this OT. It's a double kill for Fata. And the GG gets called.
Yeah,
Ninjas.
I mean, that was basically the move of desperation, but also most likely their best chance. You smoke out, you try to fight on your shrine where you have the region advantage, you try